That was a total contradiction. That he said science can't prove anything, math proves things, and then in the next breath said math is science, totally contradicting his whole paradigm. Yeah.
Yeah, he studies
Talking about
bugs.
nihilism. Go ahead, bro.
No, he studies bugs, and he's been like in this chat for a while. He's an anti-flat earther to the bone, like this guy. Like, so he won't. He's clutching his pearls. He'll never let it go. He'll always stick to the fact that what we say with demonstrations and evidence that the Earth is flat. Like, he'll always say that that's not true. So it's just like, nah. It totally he says contradictory things, and it just that's what he does. But I'd rather, like you guys were saying, talk to somebody else.
I got the impression that he
So just to just to recap, science doesn't prove things, but when math is science, it does. Is that about right?
Correct.
So the abstract math that you can just like make up a whole story out of cloth, or not even cloth, just make it up out of nothing, and mathematically describe things that don't exist. That's how you prove things. But when you're actually dealing with naturally observed phenomenon and cause and effect relationships, you can't prove anything there. That's crazy. But they're both the same thing at the same time. That's dialetheism, if you guys didn't know.
You guys got Crouton that's in here. Crouton, what's up, man? I don't know who Flat Earth Gator is, but somebody named Flat Earth Gator's in here. LagSwitch is in here.
Yeah.
We got some guy's name, Savard, whatever. Savard, if you're there, say what's up. Welcome to the panel.
This is not flat Earth. Don't be deceived. What does flat Earth really look like?
Well, you can go outside and you'll see that the Earth isn't curving anywhere, right? But if you want to know what the globe looks like, you definitely can't go outside. You have to go back inside and turn on your TV or open a magazine or some form of media, right? Because you only see the globe on TV. You've never experienced the Earth as a sphere ever in your life outside of media.
Yeah, because the Earth is pretty big. But anyway, like,
that sounds like an excuse to me. What is that, like the Ron Jeremy fallacy?
You have to be like, I think it's like 35,000 feet. Anyway.
Oh, you're not high enough. That's the Snoop Dogg fallacy. You got any more fallacies?
I don't know what you're really talking about. But I'm like, what does flat Earth look like? I'm just wondering.
You ever been outside Do you see any curvature? Like, do you experience the Earth as a globe?
No, you fucking idiot. That's not what I'm asking you, bro.
He's telling you to look at reality, dude.
You asked, what does the flat Earth look like? I'm asking you to go outside and observe the Earth, and you're like, that's not what I'm talking about, bro. So if we're not talking about the Earth, what are we talking about?
I'm talking about a picture, bro. Can I see a picture? Because like,
oh, you like cartoons? Like, I used to get up when I was like 5 years old, like early on Saturday morning to watch cartoons. Is that what you're talking about?
Bro,
I'm talking about the actual Earth.
Oh my god. Bro, literally in your side chat, this guy says, this is not flat Earth, don't be deceived. So what is? That's what I'm asking, bro.
Are you assuming that guy is a flat earther who said that?
It's freaking out right now.
He's speaking about the meme that I post saying, flat Earth, this is not flat Earth, do not be deceived, meaning the floating disc in fucking space. And he's acting like a child. He's not being mature at all, or showing you any respect.
Bro, you're not. What? I literally am asking, what does flat Earth look like?
You were telling him to shut the fuck up and shit, or tell him fuck off or whatever. I heard you swearing at him, bud. You're not showing the man respect.
Yo, you're tripping, bro.
We're not claiming to be able to. We're not claiming to be able to achieve that vantage point, to have that perspective of the entirety of reality. No,
What
nobody
does it
is
look like then?
making that claim.
I'm curious, what do y'all think it looks like?
And he told you, go outside and open
This
your
is not
fucking
an
eyes.
this is not an opinion forum. Okay, so
bro.
if you're asking for our opinions about things, why would you want to know what we imagine something to look like? That seems weird.
What do y'all think it looks like, bro? Like, what do y'all?
Yeah, why do you care about my opinion about what something might look like from, I don't know how many ever thousands of miles away? Why would you want to know that?
Bro, I'm literally just asking you if that's... So y'all don't think it looks like that then, right?
Looks like what?
Bro, what he sent? What, Flat Earth Man sent? Or Flat Man?
Yeah, we don't... Does it say that nobody here thinks this? This is not flat Earth? Yeah, because nobody has that point of view. So we're telling you that we don't have that point of view. So I don't know why you're asking us why we would try to tell you how our imagination works. It's a silly question.
And you're not completing the sentence in the meme that says, "Do not be deceived." Like, do not confuse flat Earth knowledge with a cosmological image of your heliocentric model, like a flat disk with the moon and the sun going around the disk. Don't have that idea in your head. That's what the meme says. That's not flat Earth. It's not a disk floating in space in the solar system.
So what is it?
It is a measurement of the Earth that you live on. Everybody measures the Earth flat.
That's why they have so many excuses about refraction. That's what started the conversation with the old dude earlier.
If it's not it's not a disk floating in the solar system, then what is it? Like, what is it? Just like
it's the Earth. Nobody knows, man. Nobody knows.
Like, so
I'll help you out. Space is fake. Now you don't have a disk in space. How's that?
Like, how so?
Well, okay. Like, what is space supposed to be?
Nobody ever will. Sorry, go ahead.
So space is supposed to be an ever-expanding void, right? With a very large vacuum. Isn't that what you understand space to be?
No, it's ever-expanding.
Right. The claim is that in deep space, it's 10 to the negative 17 torr vacuum, an extremely high vacuum. Are you aware of this?
What do you mean by vacuum?
It's void
okay, so
of
there's no
matter
such
from
thing.
the... Sorry, go ahead.
Right, to a certain degree. So there's no such thing as a true vacuum where there's no matter or energy within a space. However, we start classifying vacuums and high vacuum somewhere around 10 to the negative 4, 10 to the negative 6. Bradwin would probably correct me on this, but high vacuums are pretty much anything after 10 to the negative 2. Okay? So extremely low pressure, extremely low pressure. To give you an example, one of the larger vacuum chambers on the Earth has concrete walls that are meters thick, not feet, but meters. All right? And they can get down to somewhere in the ballpark of like 10 to the negative 4. Okay? Space, deep space, is supposed to be 10 to the negative 17. That's the claim. The problem with that is that you and I, we live in a pressurized system. And gas pressure is defined as the collisions or the force of the collisions of the molecules of the gas on the walls of its container. So how do we have a gas pressure to breathe when we're supposed to be in a 10 to the negative 17 torr vacuum?
What do you mean, the atmosphere?
Yes. It's sitting next to a vacuum.
Why do you guys say atmosphere instead of like atmosflat or something like that?
Because it's the nomenclature that you're familiar with.
Yeah, we're just trying to speak your language. How about this? How about atmo? How about atmo?
Because it is a contradiction in terms.
Do you guys actually say atmo? Or do you like, it's like sphere?
We're doing that for you because you're spurging out. So we're holding your hand through this process.
It's good enough.
Atmos is good enough.
It's like Is the sphere trigger word for you, or like globe or anything like that?
No, you're the one freaking out. I don't know why you can't stick with the conversation. I asked you a question and you haven't answered it yet. How is there gas pressure if we're supposed to be in a 10 to the negative 17 torr vacuum?
The atmosphere.
Okay, what is the atmosphere?
Layers of, I don't know, air.
Okay, can you give me a demonstration of air holding air?
I mean, air holding air? Like, you know...
Yeah, you're saying that...
It's like lighter than another gas. Like,
Yeah, that's not air holding air, creating pressure. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I'm not too sure what the atmosphere is made of. I'm not a I don't know what it's called when you study Earth.
Why'd you defend the position?
Yeah, why'd you bring it up then?
What? No, all I was asking was if that is not what y'all think it is, and like what is it? And then you went on this whole like rampage and started crashing out on me.
Yeah, we're ripping on we're ripping off the Band-Aids for you because you live in this paradigm where you think that you're on a spinning ball in an ever-expanding vacuum, and we're just tearing that apart piece by piece. And you want to know what we think the Earth looks like when we've never seen it from the vantage point that you're asking about. You want our imagination. You've had nothing but silly questions since the moment you entered the VC. How old are you?
I don't know. You tell me. Anyway, so
he seems young. Let me
try your questions.
You don't have to guess. Like, oh wait, what was I going to say?
I would guess 15, 14. Is that about right?
No, but hold on. Let me think. You lost my train of thought here.
Yeah, that was.
Okay.
Let me help him out. Let me put it in like plain English that anybody around 20 years old can understand. Okay, so hold on, bro.
It won't affect me. It doesn't affect.
Hold on, bro. Can you hear me? I don't know. Can I be heard?
Yeah.
Come on, guy.
I hear you.
Okay, so let's say you have a propane tank, like your dad cooks with outside, right? Because you're definitely not from the South. Okay, so if you want to buy propane tank and you want to buy propane, right? You need the tank to have the gas pressure, right? You can't go to the store and buy propane without the tank, because you're not going to have enough gas pressure to cook with. So how do you have Jupiter, which is allegedly a gas giant, sitting right in the middle of a vacuum if you need a tank to have higher gas pressure next to lower gas pressure, like you do when you grill propane on Earth?
Just like explaining why there's no gravity in a space. Or do you wait? Oh, wait, y'all don't think gravity's real, right? Or I'm not very educated on your space.
Bro, you can't even focus on one topic at a time. We were talking about gas pressure, not gravity. Remember?
You just gotta mute me. That's it.
You tell us what gravity is.
It's when a big object like the Earth, you get pulled to the center of it. It's the gravitational pull.
Prove it.
That's a claim.
Prove it? Okay, so when you're like not floating in the air right now, you're like when you jump, you come back down to the floor.
So what about when I get on a surfboard and I'm floating on the ocean? Where's the gravity there?
It's on the water. Like you're staying on the water. If there was no water there, you'd just go right to the floor as well.
Okay, so it's not about mass, it's about mass over volume then, right?
No, it's still about mass because the Earth is so much bigger.
But wait a minute. We just showed that you can actually float, right, on a surfboard in the ocean.
You're on water.
You're not floating?
You're on water.
You're not floating on a surfboard?
No, because you're on water. You're not floating.
So you can't float on water? Is that what you're saying?
Like floating is being in the air. So you can't, unless like for a split second.
He doesn't know that you can float on water. So you never experienced this as a kid? Like you'd put on your floaties and you get in the water and you float on top of the water so your big ass bowling ball head don't fall down?
Oh, yeah,
you never experienced that?
Buoyancy.
Exactly. You said it was all about mass, and I said, no, it's mass over volume. Then I gave a demonstration, and you're like, no, you can't float on water.
You're talking about buoyancy, though.
Right, because buoyant force makes you float. right? Like a hot air balloon, a helium, a Zeppelin.
Yeah, just like how big, massive cruise ships don't sink.
Archimedes principle, right? Eureka. So now you get it. So what they told you about gravity, it isn't true. It isn't true because you can't manipulate mass only and make things go up and down like I can when I manipulate mass over volume, or relative density is another way to say it.
You're kind of a red herring. I'm talking about why, so you, wait, let's get this point
I'm
across.
passing the mic.
Do you think, okay.
Go ahead.
Gravity is real or not real?
Well, nobody's actually demonstrated or shown us any gravity before. So the onus would probably be on you to show us gravity. Can you show it to us?
Yeah, okay, ready? So here, I'm going to do a live demonstration, alright? So, are you sitting down right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you get up real quick and you jump, I don't know if you can or not, but if you jump, you don't keep floating all the way up in there and hit your roof. You come back down to the floor. That's what gravity is.
You're more dense
Why would
than
I-
air.
why would-
You're more dense. You're more dense than air. You're more dense than air.
Well, let's evaluate the logic sequence. Okay. So which one is demonstrating which?
What do you
What's
mean?
proving what? Is gravity proving why you go down, why you jump up and go back down, or is jumping up and going back down proving gravity?
Gravity is when you go back to the floor. It's like pulling you towards the floor. That's what gravity is.
Yeah, that's your assertion. So you jump up and come back down.
I know that to be true.
And you're asserting that the reason for that, right, is something called gravity, which is a pulling on you. Correct?
Yeah.
Right. So how did you validate that?
Towards the Earth.
How did you validate that?
I jumped and I...
By jumping, right? That's circular logic, sir.
How's that circular logic? Circular logic is like, if I said, what's a woman? And then I'd say a woman is someone who identifies as a woman. That's kind of circular logic.
No, because I can show you, right? I can demonstrate to you. So, we know gravity is real because when we jump up, we come back down.
Yeah.
And we know that we when we jump up and come back down, that's showing that there's gravity, right? There's gravity. Gravity causes things to fall, right? Causes me to jump up and come back down.
It's a force between masses, yes.
Right, that's the assertion, right? And then I say, what's the validation for that? And you said, we'll jump up and you will come back down.
Yeah, because that's like what gravity is, pretty much.
So gravity is just the act of jumping up and coming back down? Or is it the cause of you?
It's the
Is it the cause?
Gravity is the force between masses.
Right, how did you validate that? By jumping up and coming back down?
Because the force between the Earth and me, the gravity is the force and pulling me back down.
What force? You haven't proven a force yet.
So gravity, because things fall because gravity. That's literally circular logic, bro.
That's not what I'm saying, dude. I'm saying gravity is a force between masses, bro.
Okay, how did you validate that?
You don't understand that.
How did you validate that?
Oh my god, bro.
How many times is he gonna be wrong and just keep repeating himself?
Like a second grader that can't like comprehend. Oh my lord.
That'll be you, sir.
No, I'm talking to
Yo, LagSwitch. Check this out, dude.
What?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Check this out, dude. How do you differentiate? Okay, so you say you jump up and you come back down. How do you make a distinction between? How do you make a distinction between the claim that A, the ground is pulling you down, versus B, the air is pushing you down? If one were to posit those two things to you as being two distinct reasons why the phenomena you're witnessing of you going down is occurring, what would you do to differentiate one from the other?
Just if the air push you down.
Right. Like if someone just proposes to you that these are two different possibilities as to why the phenomena you're witnessing is occurring, what would you do to demonstrate one over the other as being the true cause?
Okay, because like if you take a gas, for example, well, let's just talk about air pressure. Okay. Do you know like stuff about that?
Yes, sir.
It pushes in all directions, not just downward.
So your point being?
So you would, if you're saying it's because of air pressure, then you would float not just down, but in all directions. You know?
No, because what if, for example, what if you have the gas floating around you, like you said, is pushing in all directions. So therefore, some of the air is pushing down, right?
Yeah, but if it's pushing in all directions, that means it's pushing you left, right, and up too.
Well, that's the point, right? So if the air is pushing in all directions, it's going up, and then somehow pushing back down, for example, right?
That's okay. That's the reason you don't feel like crushed, because the pressure from above is balanced by the pressure from below and the sides.
Homeboy doesn't know, but he just debunked gravity.
Yeah, my question to you was, what do you do to make this to differentiate both reasons as being potential causes? What did you do to say, oh, it's this versus the other thing?
Because all you did in your statement is, as was it T-Dub or Timbo stated, you just went around in circles. I see, this. I jump up and I come back down. It must be this reason. But here I am proposing to you, another potential reason on the table, and you're choosing one over the other. Why? Okay, well, you asked if it's air pressure that's pushing you down or something about air, and I said it can't be air because it would air pressure pushes you in all directions. Gravity is different because gravity is pulling you down toward the earth.
No, but here's the thing. If I have gas on top of me, gas beside me, and gas below me, right? There's more space above me, therefore there's more gas. Therefore, there must be more gas pushing down than there is gas pushing up.
Okay.
So therefore, I go down.
What about on the sides of you?
It could literally be anything, right? It could literally be anything. Like, so I could propose some sort of cause, like there's invisible green leprechauns that are flying around, and they're magic, and they make sure that once something goes up, that it has to come back down, right?
Yeah, I was just going to go there. Thank you for that. Exactly.
That's all right.
How do you know? That's the whole point, LagSwitch. What are you doing to demonstrate one thing over another, as opposed to just reasserting the phenomena and reasserting the cause without actually doing it?
For my hypothesis, right, I can just appeal to the effect. I jump up and come back down. Therefore, my magical invisible green leprechauns are real.
Yeah, if you dissect your own logic, exactly what T-Dub just said, somebody could state the same thing using different terms, and it would be equally as valid as the logic you propose. I jump there, right? If someone like put more formally, I jump up and I come down, it must be because there are green leprechauns pushing me down. I jump up and I do come back down, therefore it must be the green leprechauns.
Okay, well, gravity is not just that, okay? And also, all I'm doing is disproving.
How do you know, dude?
Air pressure.
You're not disproving anything.
Dude,
you haven't said anything.
I literally just told you, if air pressure is pushing you down, it would be pushing you left, right, and all other directions.
No, it wouldn't.
That's
why, because there's more.
Say you go skydiving, right?
No, it wouldn't, because there's more air above me. So therefore,
why don't you go left and right? Why don't you go left and right?
Equally in all directions on you. Air press is equally in all directions on you.
Yeah, but there's more air above me. I'm not saying this is true. I'm just positing to him that there are possible
reasons. Air pressure. It's air pressure, not fucking air, bro. I'm not talking about the fucking space, the amount of air. And anyway, say your logic is true. Why don't you go flying left or right as well? It doesn't make sense what you're saying.
I don't know. Maybe it's leprechauns too. Maybe they have
what they're trying to what they're kind of demonstrating to you. Hold on. What they're demonstrating to you is there's ways to find out what the cause of an effect is. You have to manipulate the presumed cause to see the effect. That's what an experiment is. A hypothesis test is an experiment. So, what do you need to do to find out if it's the gas pressure that's pushing you down? You remove the gas pressure and see if you float off. Now, we know that humans boil in low pressure because we're mostly made of water. So that's not an experiment we need to do again, right? So what do we do now? Well, that's a null hypothesis. So it's not the gas pressure that's holding you down. What's actually holding you down? Well, if you put a human on a surfboard in the ocean, that holds them up. What happens when you remove the buoyant board made of wood? Well, he kind of sinks a little bit further. What happens when he lets all the air out of his lungs? Well, in salt water, he's certainly going to go down. Why? Because of gravity? No, because the relative density. That's what happens when you manipulate one variable at a time. And that variable that's isolated and manipulated, you can have a null hypothesis or prove something. Does that make sense?
The reason they go down is because their density compared to the water is different. It's okay.
Exactly. Has nothing to do with whatever you said about mass attracting mass. It's actually mass over volume. And Newton would have figured that out had the apple fell in a pail of water.
Sorry, so you're saying that it's because you're more dense than air? Or what?
Exactly. The air can't hold you up. But the water can, especially if it's salt water, because salt water is more dense than distilled water or pure water. Right?
Okay, so if air if air can't hold me up, then why can I use a leaf blower and put something on top of the leaf blower, turn on the leaf blower, and boom, air is holding something in the air.
Because the air can hold a leaf up because you added a lot more pressure because you have an air pump.
It's not an air pump, it's a leaf blower, dude.
A leaf blower is not an air pump? It's not pumping air? Really? You want to write that down and publish it with your name attached to it? Go ahead,
he's
bro.
retarded.
It's not pumping, bro. Yo, Flat Earth Ranger, you haven't said anything, and you sound like you go and...
Yeah, you're retarded. Air pump isn't air pressure being pumped. What's wrong with you?
It's not pumping it, bro. It's not pumping. There's no pumping movement involved.
Air pump isn't pumping. Got it.
I said leaf blower, bro. I don't know where y'all got air pump from.
Leaf blower isn't pumping air. Same thing. Yeah, you're still dumb.
There's no pumping process in it, bro.
Dude,
it's a fan. It's a compressor.
Or that I can reverse the tubes on it, and it will become a leaf vacuum. What's going on there?
Okay, we're kind of going away from the topic about leaf blowers. Bro.
A leaf blower is literally an air pump. It's a compressor.
Does your compressor or your bike pump blow air?
Yeah, because my bike pump, I'm pumping down the thing, so it pumps the air.
And what's a compressor do? What does a compressor?
What?
What does a compressor do?
We're kind of getting off the topic we're talking about air leaf blowers. Let's get more on about the gravity.
All right, good point. So there's no gravity. You haven't
brought up a leaf blower. Sorry, bro. You brought up a leaf blower, and you're complaining about us changing the topic. Fucking Globers, bro.
Compressor.
Absolutely.
All I said was what if I take a leaf blower and put it up, and you said it's because it's pumping air, and I said it's not pumping it, and then you went on this on and on and on and on. I said,
yeah. Anyways, there's no gravity, so we're back to that. So there's no gravity then.
Okay, please tell me, who said that again? Okay.
Don't worry about it. Just show me the gravity as an independent variable in any experiment. I'll wait.
Whoever just talked, tell me, what do you think is holding us down?
Friend, I just need you to show me gravity as an independent variable in any experiment.
No, please tell me. I'm wondering what you think is.
No, I'm wondering from you if you could show me some gravity somewhere. That's all I need to have.
I already told you. Why? Like.
So you don't have any gravity then?
Okay. Do you know what a black hole is?
Okay. Do you know if you can get me a sample of gravity, or can you put it as an independent variable in any experiment?
Yes, bro. Gravity is. Oh my god. How many times do I have to say?
Just get me the experiment then. No worries. Get me the experiment. Put it in the side chat.
Okay. Get a ball.
No. In the side chat, I want the paper, right? Where they did the experiment where gravity was the independent variable.
Sure.
See, the problem is it doesn't exist, right? Because when they asked Neil deGrasse Tyson, "What is gravity?" he said, "We don't know," or something like that. Next question, and she said, "Oh, did I ask you something that I wasn't supposed to ask you?" Which is something a journalist who's a real journalist would never say. But I digress. The point is that they don't know what gravity is, right? They say gravity is what holds down the ocean. Well, specific gravity, maybe, but it's not Newtonian or Einsteinian gravity, certainly not those two, because you can't manipulate the cause to see the effect. But you can manipulate the relative density between an object and a medium that it's in and make it go up or down. For example, an apple in a pail will obviously sink to the bottom. But if you put water in it, you change the relative density between the apple and the medium that it was in, specifically the medium, from air to water, and now a fresh apple will float to the surface and mostly stick out. Well, mostly submerge, but partially stick out. So that's a huge problem for anyone who's claiming that it's mass attracting mass alone and not mass over volume,
Bro,
relative to the medium that it's in.
Heavy and light objects float regardless of density. If you're I forgot. You don't believe in space. You don't believe in. Okay, dude, you can do this. I want you to do this. So, do you know those planes where it's like you can experience zero gravity?
Hold on, Chief. Okay. I asked you for a paper where gravity was the independent variable. This is not it.
Is the independent variable presence of gravity? Anyway, I'm talking to this guy real quick.
No. I will not allow you to continue until you actually get me the paper I'm looking for. You understand me?
And so
get me the paper where they used gravity as the independent variable. Don't scoot past this. Yeah. Don't use your stupid AI.
You're a little loud there. You wanna calm down? I did though.
No, I want the paper. I want the gravity as the independent variable, not them appealing to gravity being present. That's not the point. It has to be a cause of something. That's why this isn't actually an experiment. I want the paper with the hypothesis with gravity being the independent variable. If you can't get that, then I want you to say, I concede, gravity has never been an independent variable.
Bro, can you let me talk for 5 seconds without your...
No. I want the thing I'm asking for because you've been gish-galloping this whole time. I don't want you to talk about gravity again until you prove its existence instead of begging the question.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've been talking about gravity since the 1680s. So there should be an experiment if they validated it vigorously through experiment, it should be a piece of cake to demonstrate it, and there would be a paper for it.
And it's always trust me, bro. It's real. As I said, there's a big difference between testing and repeatably testable and verifiable facts. You know, that's what's always absent in all of these discussions about gravity.
Oh, I'm unmuted. Okay. You want to know why? It's because gravity is a constant. It's always a force of nature.
I need a sample of that force of a constant. I need a sample of it so we can test it. Can you get me a sample of the gravity?
It's a constant, bro.
Do you think that saying something is a constant is all of a sudden going to pacify me when I'm asking for you to show me the gravity? And I don't want you to show me the observation or the effect and call the effect gravity. I don't want you to say it's a constant as if somehow that's going to solve your problem. I want a sample of the motherfucker.
Yeah, that's best. You probably just keep your fucking mouth shut then.
Oh, you unmuted me. Finally. Okay. So, do you know what a constant is?
Why don't you, inside chat, post for me constant, the definition of it, and we'll go from there. I don't need you to ask me any questions.
Instead of a vowel.
He rage quit.
He gone.
Yeah, he did. Sick of this bullshit.
Going to get another burger or something.
So a constant, that would be like the opposite of something that varies, right?
Yep.
But there's this thing about light being the speed of light being a constant, but it's changed over the years. And Dr. Rupert Sheldrake had a very interesting, I think it was a TED Talk about it, or maybe it was the Thunderbolts Project where he talked about Set Science Free. It's a book he wrote. And he said that when he pointed out that the speed of light had changed over the years, they said that they didn't have to worry about it because they came up with something called intellectual phase locking. Intellectual phase locking means that they tied the speed of light to the length of the meter, so if the speed of light changes, we'll never know because it's tied to the length of the meter. Anyway, if y'all hadn't heard about that, that's definitely worth looking up.
Or he just popped back in and left again.
Larry, you would have loved the conversation we had with Leaf a few hours ago, where he was claiming that your perception of reality changes, based on the speed of the observer. So the faster the observer goes, your perception of Earth changes. So he was saying, he literally said, yes, Earth will, the dimensions of Earth will always measure flat, but in reality, it's curved. And all you need to do to see the curve is go faster, or something like that. It was really weird.
Is that the Dale Earnhardt fallacy?
Oh man, that's funny.
Not familiar with that name.
He's a famous race car.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a NASCAR driver. I was getting at the fact that the difference between people who seek truth based on verifiable, repeatable, testable evidence, right, of that truth being found, don't just trust things that can't be tested repeatably and they can't be tested by multiple individuals and get the same result. So it's like, yeah, we're not sitting here claiming to know everything that can't be tested and verified, but y'all just believe whatever can't be tested and verified, and then mock everybody who's like, no, we be able to test and verify things. It's the common problem here. We have a bunch of people that are like, well, no, thousands of scientists have done it. Everyone's like, name one. Oh, I can't. I don't even know. So you're out here defending something that you don't even know based on belief. And that's why we get stuck on these terms. It's like, no, you're a believer, you're not You have no knowledge.
Yeah.
LagSwitch is back.
Oh, he's back.
We talk now? Oh my god.
Right, so do you have that sample of gravity so we can see if it's a constant?
It's a constant?
Yeah, you said it was a constant. I need a sample of it. We'll test that.
So the definition is it's like, okay, so it is a constant because it's always present, right? Gravity's always present.
Is it? So what is it? Where is it? Can you show it to me? Give me a sample of it.
Look, you can't hold gravity, bro.
What is it then? What is it?
It's the force between masses.
Oh, I'm sorry. It hasn't been a force for over 110 years.
What do you mean, bro? What, did gravity turn on after?
It was a force in Newtonian gravity, but that has been superseded by Einsteinian mechanics, or gravity. General relativity. You don't even know which gravity you're appealing to in this case, do you?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Which gravity? Is there different versions? Bro?
You don't even know there's different
He
versions?
just explained it to you, ass clown. Were you listening?
Bro, you sound like NBA YoungBoy. Shut your. Oh, my bad, bro.
Yeah, he's not listening.
No.
So it's not. It can't be an independent variable because it can't be changed. Like the amount.
So what is it?
Okay, what's density? What's density? Let's get that one. Wait.
What about the electrostatic force that can be isolated?
Wait. Let him say it.
So what about the electrostatic force that can be isolated?
Nice. Yeah, you're fucking idiot.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. What are we talking about? Why are we talking about electrostatics?
Yeah, he's asking a question and then he's talking.
So what's density? Well, density is apparently a formula. I don't really make a lot of claims about density. So why are you asking me something that I didn't make a claim about?
Well, that's what you said. What holds us down?
No, I didn't say that.
No, you didn't.
No.
Okay, then what is? Is there, or is it?
I didn't say that there was anything holding us down, but you did, and you can't provide me any evidence for it.
I have, though. I've provided you.
Oh, you said gravity. I asked you what is it. You don't know.
It's, bro, I told you. Holy shit, I've said it 5 times.
What did you say it was? Was it was the observation? It was the dependent variable? It was a motion? Or was it the effect? Was it the independent variable? Or excuse me, the cause?
Let me slow it down for you. Gravity is the force between.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so you would be able to show me an experiment where we have a force that is measured between two masses. All I need for you is to define for me what mass is, and then get me an experiment where gravity was the independent variable as a force that proved that two masses were being attracted by that force. Get it for me.
Well, the reason is because it has to be a big enough.
No, I don't want to hear excuses as to why you can't provide me the evidence for the claim that you just made. I want the evidence for the claim. Not, here's reasons why it can't be done. Here's reasons why I can't show you gravity, because that would be me winning and you losing. So you'd be best going to get me a sample of gravity and showing me how it was an independent variable in an experiment.
I'm giving you the reason why.
No, I don't need your reasons and excuses. I just need the sample with the independent variable. That's all I need from you.
Okay, that's like saying if. Let me.
Yeah, think about your answer really carefully.
No, I'm thinking about your dumbass saying what you're saying. Hold on. Let me just think here. That's like saying, find me an experiment where a unicorn was an independent variable. That's
exactly my point. Thank you. So gravity and unicorns are the same thing. They don't exist.
You're comparing a fictional animal to a force.
No, you are. You just said gravity was like a unicorn. You just said that.
You're starting to get it.
Dude, How long is it going to take?
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, it can't be an independent variable, bro.
What is it again? Why can't it not? Why can't it not be something that can be used for cause? Why?
Because
what is it?
It cannot be changed. And also,
no, I'm sorry.
It's always present.
Okay, can you show it to me? Since it's always here with us, is it with you in the room right now? Is it telling you anything? Does it have a smell? Does it have a color? Does it have a taste?
No.
Does it have weight? Doesn't have any of that shit. So it's like an imaginary friend.
Unicorn.
Dude, it's not a fucking... It's a force,
So the only evidence of gravity is somewhere you can't go ever.
Can you taste oxygen? That's like saying
what a convenient truth. You can't prove it because it can't be proven. Oh, but it's definitely there. Because of reasons
Trust me, bro.
that you can't verify.
You can use gravity in experiment. It just can't be an variable.
There you go. Okay, well, where's the gravity we can use in the experiment? Show me where do they get it, and then how do they use it in the experiment?
You want to look up an experiment right now?
I want you to, because you told me that they use it. So what is it, and how did they use it?
You're making his head hurt. You can hear shit popping out of it. There's all kinds of weird noises coming out of it.
I'm burping.
Right.
Do you not know what that is?
The seed oils are strong with this one.
Seed oil. Don't even get me started.
You already did. It's quite evident.
Okay, so...
Or you're going to talk about seed oils?
According to whole LagSwitch here, apparently unicorns and gravity are synonymous. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
You want a whole thing about gravity experiment? There you go. Watch that video.
No, why am I going to watch a whole video? I just need you to tell me what gravity is and how it's used in an experiment.
You said, find me an experiment with gravity. I didn't.
Okay.
Have you watched it? Could you summarize it?
Yeah,
bro. No,
so what's in? What am I going to see? What am I going to see?
Go ahead, watch it. You said you want to.
You don't even know what's in the video. You're not going to elephant hurl something in here unless you show me what gravity is and how it was used in this particular video.
You said find me an experiment with gravity. That's what I did.
Okay, so what is gravity? And if it's in the experiment, how did they use it?
Gravity is a force between masses, bro.
Okay, what's a mass?
Oh my god, bro.
Define mass, please.
Do you not know what masses is? Do you not know?
Well, apparently you don't because you're not telling me. So can you define mass, please?
It's matter, a large body of matter.
No, matter is matter. Mass is something else. What is mass in physics?
Bro, do you want me the real definition? I'll look it up right now.
Yep.
A coherent, typically large body of matter with no definite shape, like I said, bro.
So a large matter is mass, and that's in physics. That's the physics definition. Can you give me the citation for that, please?
Yeah, look it up on Oxford Languages, bro.
No, this is your claim. You're going to get me the citation.
Yeah, look up mass definition, bro.
You're going to get it for me, or I'm just going to boot your ass out of here because I'm bored with you already.
Oh, I can tell you're not very smart. I know you're lazy. There you go.
I know way more than you about this, and you're not going to just say, I'm going to get you the Oxford definition. I want the physics definition, and I want the citation.
Do you believe in God?
Dude, why are you jumping to this now? Is this your last attempt?
He doesn't know what to do anymore. He's just going to start asking weird shit.
This is the stupidest shit. Bro, get me the citation. Okay, get me the citation that I'm asking for. The physics definition of mass. And then we'll start talking about how apparently gravity works between them. Yeah, I bet he is. No worries.
You know what's even stupider? The video that he posted. Oh, it's so funny. I just took a look at it. It's a little contraption, that these guys set up where they took like a paper plate, cut it out, made like a sort of like a funnel with a straw or something. They took a little cotton ball, put it inside the funnel, blew air into the straw, and they see the little cotton ball float up, and then they stop blowing air into it, and it comes back down. Therefore, gravity.
Oh my gosh.
Did you not? It's worth a watch if you want to take like 10 seconds, tap through it. It's fucking stupid.
Okay,
My
just for the
God.
audience, we're talking about the cause of that phenomenon of the cotton ball falling down. We agree that cotton balls fall down if you pick them up and drop them or do whatever was done in that video. We're wanting to know what the cause of that thing falling down is. So that's the difference between big G and little g. We don't disagree with little g. But what's the cause of it?
Well, what do you know? He's back.
Right after I said that, or did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said?
I think he jumped back in right at the end.
Yeah, if he burps
We've
on
been
the mic
asking him.
again, just no. If he burps on the mic again, just mute him again, because I'm tired of hearing that shit.
No, okay. You said why does the ball air pressure? The reason it floats is because gravity is also pushing down on it. That's if you watch the whole video, it explains that. Just wanted to let that in. Also,
Prove
I'm not gonna
prove that gravity's pushing it down. We're tired of baseless assertions.
I sent him on a 40-minute timeout.
Yay.
What do you think causes things to fall, then?
Does everything fall?
Most things.
Oh, so not everything then?
No, not everything.
Okay, so then I guess if some things go down and some things go up.
What's the
What
difference
happened to
between those
gravity?
two things?
Air resistance?
No, what's the difference between those two things? If you have an empty balloon and it goes down, and a helium balloon and it goes up, what's the difference between those two things?
Because the gas compressed inside the balloon is lighter than air.
Causing a buoyant force. So is that why things don't fall down when they don't fall down, maybe? Maybe that's worth investigating? I don't know, maybe we should form a hypothesis? So we can do an experiment to test that out? So let's get an egg, right? We drop the fresh egg in distilled water, and it sinks. But then we get some saline solution or water with a high salt content, and we drop the egg in that cup, and it floats. I wonder why. Maybe it's all that mass attracting all. No, it has nothing to do with the mass. It has to do with mass over volume. Does anybody disagree? And if they do, all you have to do is manipulate your presumed cause by holding my presumed cause constant.
Let's do a different medium. That's water, not air. You can't use that.
Okay, let's do mercury. You put a pull of mercury in a tub, and then you put an anvil in it. You said let's do a different medium.
Is mercury
I didn't say
air?
mercury. I didn't say mercury was air. I said you could put a steel anvil in mercury and it floats. I wonder why. Is it the mass, or is it the mass over volume?
It's the medium, not the mass.
So, do you think there's a difference between air and its mass over volume and mercury and its mass over volume? And if there is a difference, do you think that might be the cause of it floating? The steel anvil floating?
Yeah.
So not gravity then.
It's a different medium. It's not going to be gravity.
And then what's holding the bodies of water in place?
Yeah.
Like the ocean.
The extreme gas pressure holds it down, and low temperature.
I suppose that could be debated with, steam and things.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead and show me that when you remove the gas pressure, the ocean water doesn't boil.
What's Yaz doing?
I guess that could be debated, right? According to this guy, let's debate that. So if I remove all the gas pressure with a vacuum pump, well, go ahead.
Okay.
Show me your evidence that gas pressure doesn't hold down oceans.
Yeah,
Because if we remove the gas pressure,
all my lunch.
hot
To
mic,
find that card. The Rite
hot
Aid.
mic,
I
your
asked
card,
Madge, where do you
Rite
get
Aid,
cards? Go to
card,
Rite Aid in the Nob Hill Parking Shopping
hot
Center.
mic.
Go in there.
Who's hot micing? Somebody mute him.
I got him.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So who wants to debate with me? Because some guy just said that we can debate that gas pressure doesn't hold down ocean water. What's your evidence otherwise? Go ahead. I'll wait. Don't run. Don't delay. I'll wait.
What?
Can you hear me? Check this out, dude. How do you differentiate? Okay. So you say you jump up and you come back down. How do you make a distinction between? How do you make a distinction between the claim that A, the ground is pulling you down, versus B, the air is pushing you down? If one were to posit those two things to you as being two distinct reasons why the phenomena you're witnessing of you going down is occurring, what would you do to differentiate one from the other?
Just if the air pushed you down,
right. Like if someone just proposes to you that these are two different possibilities as to why the phenomena you're witnessing is occurring, what would you do to demonstrate one over the other as being the true cause?
Okay, because like if you take a gas, for example, well, let's just talk about air pressure. Okay. Do you know like stuff about that?
Yes, sir.
It pushes in all directions, not just downward.
So your point being?
So you would, if you're saying it's because of air pressure, then you would float not just down, but in all directions. You know?
No, because what if, for example, what if you have the gas floating around you, like you said, is pushing in all directions. So therefore, some of the air is pushing down, right?
Yeah, but if it's pushing in all directions, that means it's pushing you left, right, and up too.
Well, that's the point, right? So if the air is pushing in all directions, it's going up, and then somehow pushing back down, for example, right?
That's okay. That's the reason you don't feel like crushed, because the pressure from above is balanced by the pressure from below and the sides.
Homeboy doesn't know, but he just debunked gravity.
Right?
That's okay. That's the reason you don't feel like crushed, because the pressure from above is balanced by the pressure from below and the sides.
Homeboy doesn't know, but he just debunked gravity.
Dude, how long is this gonna take? Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, it can't be an independent variable, bro.
What is it again? Why can't it not? Why can't it not be something that can be used for cause? Why?
Because
what is it?
It cannot be changed. And also,
no, I'm sorry.
It's always present.
Okay, can you show it to me? Since it's always here with us, is it with you in the room right now? Is it telling you anything? Does it have a smell? Does it have a color? Does it have a taste? No. Does it have weight? Doesn't have any of that shit. So it's like an imaginary friend.
Unicorn.
Dude, it's not a fucking... It's a force.
So the only evidence of gravity is somewhere you can't go ever.
Can you taste oxygen? That's like saying
what a convenient truth. You can't prove it because it can't be proven. Oh, but it's definitely there. Because of
Trust me, bro.
You can't verify.
You can use gravity in experiment. It just can't be an independent variable.
There you go. Okay, well, where's the gravity we can use in the experiment? Show me where do they get it, and then how do they use it in the experiment?
You want to look up an experiment right now?
I want you to, because you told me that they use it. So what is it, and how did they use it?
You're making his head hurt. You can hear shit popping out of it. There's all kinds of weird noises coming out of it.
I'm burping.
Right.
Do you not know what that is?
The seed oils are strong with this one.
Seed oil. Don't even get me started.
You're making his head hurt. You can hear shit popping out of it. There's all kinds of weird noises coming out of it.
I'm burping.
Right.
Do you not know what that is?
The seed oils are strong with this one.
Seed oil. Don't even get me started.
Hope somebody clipped it.
The worst part about it is that guy goes to bed every night. That guy goes to bed every night thinking he's the smartest guy on in his fucking township.
If anybody can play it on the bot or they want to play it on the bot, I posted it there in chat. LagSwitch suggests that we look at the sky with a microscope.
I guess that's how you prove gravity or the Earth's a globe. What was he trying to prove by doing that?
Earth curve or something? I don't even know. I don't even know. Bro, one put his fingers in his ear. Oh, maybe they listening. Yeah, y'all gotta listen to this fucking. It's so good.
I feel bad for these Globers sometimes. I get it if he misspoke, like if he said it and then corrected himself, or you pointed it out and he said that he misspoke. But if he said it multiple times, that's bad. That's really bad.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, because you noticed how I kept being like, oh, a microscope. Like I'm trying to get him to catch his error. And he just kept repeating the error.
All I can hear is the merry men. That's bad. That's bad. That's really, really bad.
I love that. That's bad. That's bad. That's very, very bad. Mr. Hood.
Yeah, that was a golden clip. Holy cow. You could listen to that on repeat for a few.
I'm going to have to go listen to it.
needs to listen to that again. I wish he could have pulled that up while he was still here. Oh my God.
Yeah, the chat was super busy. I did post it while he was still here. It's too damn good. I have like an extended version, and it's of me just roasting the crap out of him. So here's the thing, right? Everybody's heard the song.
That's
Twinkle,
why Dad
twinkle,
called
little star, how I wonder what you are. Because nobody knows, my guy. You just see lights up there. All right, NASA has this really awesome way of uh, exaggerating these.
Why don't you go
these
buy a
images that they've
microscope
got.
and look in the fucking sky with a microscope then?
A microscope? Yeah, I'll go look at the sky with a microscope. You bet.
Yeah, go
I'll go
look
do
at the
that.
planet with a microscope.
That's why Dad called. That's why Dad called.
Somebody fucking.
That's why
Twinkle,
Dad
twinkle,
called.
little star, how I wonder what you are. Because nobody knows, my guy. You just see lights up there. All right, NASA has this really awesome way of exaggerating these.
Why don't you go
these
buy a
images that they've
microscope
got.
and look in the fucking sky with a microscope then?
A microscope? Yeah, I'll go look at the sky with a microscope. You bet.
Yeah, go
I'll go
look
do
at the
that.
planet with a microscope.
That's why Dad called.
Fucking sky with a microscope then.
A microscope? Yeah, I'll go look at the sky with a microscope. You bet.
Yeah, go
I'll go
look
do
at the
that.
planet with a microscope.
That's why Dad called. That's why Dad called.
Somebody fucking clip this. I hope somebody's clipping this. I'm gonna go look at the sky with a microscope. Somebody fucking clip this. He said it more than once.
Oh my God.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Because nobody knows, my guy. You just see lights up there. All right, NASA has this really awesome way of exaggerating these.
Why don't you go
these
buy a
images that they've
microscope
got.
and look in the fucking sky with a microscope then?
A microscope? Yeah, I'll go look at the sky with a microscope. You bet.
Yeah, go
I'll go
look
do
at the
that.
planet with a microscope.
That's why Dad called.
Fucking sky with a microscope then.
A microscope? Yeah, I'll go look at the sky with a microscope. You bet.
Yeah, go
I'll go
look
do
at the
that.
planet with a microscope.
That's why Dad called.
Fucking sky with a microscope then.
A microscope? Yeah, I'll go look at the sky with a microscope. You bet.
Yeah, go
I'll go
look
do
at the
that.
planet with a microscope.
That's why Dad called. That's why Dad called.
Somebody fucking clip this. I hope somebody's clipping this. I'm gonna go look at the sky with a microscope. Somebody fucking clip this. He said it more than once.
Dad called.
Fucking sky with a microscope then.
A microscope? Yeah, I'll go look at the sky with a microscope. You bet.
Yeah, go
I'll go
look
do
at the
that.
planet with a microscope.
That's why Dad called. That's why Dad called.
Somebody fucking clip this. I hope somebody's clipping this. I'm gonna go look at the sky with a microscope. Somebody fucking clip this. He said it more than once.
Yeah, that is a golden clip. Holy cow. You could listen to that on repeat for a few. I think he needs to listen to that again. I wish he could have pulled that up while he was still here. Oh my God.
Yeah, the chat was super busy. I did post it while he was still here. It's too damn good. I have like an extended version, and it's of me just roasting the crap out of him. He just straight cooked for hours, and he just didn't get it. He just went in circles.
He must have meant telescope and just had no clue that they were different devices. I don't know.
Well, he said it like what 3 or 4 times before he was like, "I meant my telescope." I'm like, "There you go. Yeah, there it is."
I don't know who said it, but the seed oils are strong. This one was golden comment today. That was freaking
That
hilarious.
was good. Whoever said
I was
that, yeah.
yeah, I was rolling. Oh my God. Sometimes I'm listening and someone says something like that. And I like laughing. My children, Dad, what's so funny? What's so funny? I'm like, don't worry about it.
Glad you liked it.
Who was that? I got to give you props. Whoever said that. Who was that?
That was me, sir.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mike, dude, that was great. That was awesome. That was awesome.